Ever tried to write a to-do list but on a website? Or ever wondered how a website show bullet points, step-by-step instructions, or even FAQs? Well, guess what? That's all done using lists in HTML. And in this video, I'll show you 3 types of lists you can create, from classic bullet points to structured descriptions, and how to use them like a pro. So whether you're making a recipe site or nav bar or just want to organize your content like a boss, grab your code editor and let's dive in. Before I go forward, I'm using our coding compiler. It basically is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript compiler. If you want to check that out, link will be in the video description. Recently, we also have launched a new feature called Coding Labs, which basically is HTML compiler, but has an additional feature that is save and publish, where you can save and publish your work. So if you want to check that out, link will also be in the video description. So with that said, let's first make our boilerplate code. Super simple. I type HTML5 and it comes up. So I will cut this meta tag because I haven't taught you guys meta tags and I don't want to confuse you guys. Also make this title somewhat feasible. Let's say this episode 3 because it's our 3rd episode, and close these. Okay, so this is our HTML boilerplate code, right? I taught you this in the first video. So first, let's start with unordered list, which basically means a fancy term for bullet points. Okay, super simple. You wrap your list with a UL tag. So go ahead and make a UL tag by using angle bracket inside and putting UL. If you are probably using VS Code, if it doesn't make a closing a UL tag, then make sure you make it manually. But if you have HTML snippets, it should, when you type UL like this, it should just make everything for you. As you can see, I typed UL and it basically made the opening UL tag and the closing UL tag. So inside the UL tag, we basically use the UL tag as a container to store our unordered list. Inside the UL tag, we'll basically give another tag that says li. Okay, so li is basically, it stands for list item, where unordered list stands for unordered list. Obviously, UL tag stands for unordered list. Li stands for list item. So it's basically the individual item you store in your list. So let's say my first item is apple. Basically, I'm making a list of fruits. Let's say my second item is orange. My third item is basically, let's say, mangoes. So this is our list. As you can see in the output screen, you get 3 items stored in a list. Basically is bullet points, right? This is what UL tag does. It basically makes a bullet points, right? You can also give this UL tag type attributes, saying type, and you can change the bullet points to other values. Let's say if you type square, the bullet points, which were the dots, will get changed to a square. Okay, you can also give a value called circle. It basically means a circle. Okay, usually this is not the recommended way of doing this because we can change this using CSS, but we haven't learned CSS. You can experiment with these while now, but after you learn CSS, do not do it. Okay, so after do this, I'll just make it to default. So this is our default UL tag, right? So another type of list that I want to show you guys is ordered list. If I go ahead and type OL, so OL obviously stands for ordered list. Inside the OL, we'll do list tag. We'll give a list tag like this, and let's say I'm storing this time vegetables. So let's say carrots, and next is, let's say, cabbage. And the third one is eggplant. If I do that, it will give me a list where it will be numbered. So it will be 1, 2, 3, right? It will basically be ordered list where it has individual numbering, right? In unordered list, it will just be the same type of numbering in every single thing because it's unordered. While ordered list basically has some sort of numbering. I can also give OL tag some type attributes and give the type attribute another different value. Let's say this time is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? By default, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I can change it to alphabets. If I give A, it will be A, B, C, D, and so on. If I give a capital A, it will be capitalized A to, so like A, B, C again, so on. I can also give a different value. Let's say I give I, so it'll be Roman numbering. I can also give capital I, it'll just be capital I Roman numbers, okay? So this was UL tags and OL tags, right? So another thing I want to teach you guys is the nested list, right? So if I come down here and give a UL tag like this, so this is our normal unordered list, right? Inside the UL tag, I'll give an LI tag. Normal, we have done this here, right? But the difference here will be, so I'll give, let's say, the list to be pizza, right? It will bring pizza to our output screen, right? But inside this li tag, right? Inside this list item tag, I give another ul tag, like inside this, I'll give another ul tag like this. This will become a nested list. So if I give individual items here, let's say first is pizza, right? Let's say I'm talking about the ingredients of a pizza. So the ingredient list will be a subcategory of this list. That is what we call nested list. Nested basically means something's inside something. So a nested list means list inside a list, okay? So if I do, let's say tomatoes, right? Pizza contains crust, right? If I do crust here, give another li tag and give tomatoes. And another item will be, let's say, cheese. And another item, let's say, is sausage, right? So in this scenario, we use nested list because these all belong to this heading. It will just act like a heading, but it will still be a list. Now, here's a bonus. So the last thing I will teach you guys is description list. So description lists are perfect for things like glossaries or definitions or FAQs, which has a title and something about the title. Let's say a question with answer or a title with a short review. Description lists are perfect for that application. So to make a description list, first you have to make the DL, which again stands for description list. So this will basically be like a container to store all of our other tags. Now, for the question or the title, right, we make a tag called DT. So what it stands for, it basically, you can assume it as description title or description term. This will be the title of our list. Let's say I'm making HTML. This will be our description title. So below this, I'll give a DD, which stands for description definition. So this will be linked to this HTML DT, which is again description title, right? HTML here is a title. So let's say HTML stands for hypertext markup language. If I do that, so as you can see, the definition is under the title, right? If I give, let me do like this so you can actually see. So if I give another DT here, which is outside, which is again outside these two tags here. If I, let's say, give CSS, so as you can see, the CSS is indented with HTML, so it's another title, right? I can also give its own DD, saying CSS stands for cascading style sheet, right? So this is how description lists work. It basically has a title with some sort of description of the given title. That's why it's called description list, okay? So you can use this instead of using nested list because it is way more easier and it is also good semantically. In certain situations, if you use description list, it actually crawls better. So this is one thing that you should know. So the final thing I'm going to talk about is the actual application of a list, right? Where is list actually used in a real life situation or a real world situation? So list is generally used when making, or obviously it's used to listing stuff, but majority wise it is used to make nav bars or menu bars. You see these nav bars right here which says courses, challenges, and if I click more, it has other stuffs, right? This is what a list is used for. It is used to make, normally it is just used to make a nav bar. If I just create a list here, right? If I give a list and the first item in the list is courses. And if I bound this with another ankle tag, then it is a link, right? Inside this list, if I give an ankle tag like this, and the ankle tag will lead to somewhere, I'll just do this, right? And I'll close this like this. So this is a list which also is a link, right? If I click on one of these, then it will lead me to some website or another page of the same website, right? Normally in navs bar, you use ankle tags to actually link something, which is also a list, right? If I give challenges here, and let's say the last one is more. So only difference is that this is only HTML, so it looks kind of bad or, unattractive because we haven't added any styling yet. Once we start using CSS, it will probably look more like this. You can change it or style it however you want. But for now, just understand list is normally used to make nav bars or obviously to list things in a website. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you liked the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you have any questions regarding our today's lesson, then please feel free to comment down below and I'll do my best to answer every single one of them. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.